Nityanandam, this is Shiva Maya. I'm a Grama Brahmacharya in the Nityananda order, which means that I'm living as a monk in the Vedic tradition, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma. I'm making videos about that, and in one of the last ones, somebody asked me, what is it actually that you have in your forehead? What are those white lines and why are they there? So that is today's topic. These white lines are called Vibuthi, also Bhasma, or sacred ash. And why do we apply them? Well, that is to remind ourselves of mortality. To remind ourselves that we're not going to be here forever, that this life ends someday, might be tomorrow, might be after 70 years. But in both cases, it is very important to realize that it is not always going to be there. We tend to forget that. And the Vedic tradition prescribes to apply sacred ash when you just wake up in the morning, before going to bed, before and after a meal. Do it several times a day as to remind yourself of your mortality, of your imperishability. Because we tend to forget, and if we forget, we get easily caught up in our thoughts and fantasies about the past or about the future, and then we miss out actually on life, because life is only happening in the present moment. So a lot of things in the Vedic tradition are mainly meant to remind ourselves to be in the present moment and to fully engage in life, because life happens actually through others, engaging with others, engaging with life. And the more we are engaged in the actual present moment and with others, the more we enjoy life, the more we can get done in life, the more power we have to manifest what we want as a reality in life. Because in your fantasy, either about your past or about your future, you cannot get things done. You can only think about it. So that is actually why we apply this sacred ash. And what is it made of? Well, it is made of leaves of the banyan tree. And the banyan tree are beautiful energy fields. There are those big trees with a lot of stems. Here on the Adinam there is a banyan tree which we can easily sit with 40, 50 people under that one tree. So you can imagine how big it is. And they are worshipped in Hinduism and Buddhism because of their energetic power. And the leaves of it has also got healing power. So whenever the body is hurt somewhere, you can apply this sacred ash and it will help the healing process actually. So, well, what is there more to tell about Vibuthi? Of course, there is the sadhus. Sadhus, they enjoy and use Bhasma as no one else on this planet. They apply it mostly all over the body as a spiritual practice, also from that same context as of to remind themselves of the mortality, and as a practice to like face death, because you gain so much power and insight in yourself when you really look into death. What does death actually mean? What is death? I mean, especially in our Western culture, we tend to just distract ourselves from all of these kinds of thoughts, and only when one of our beloved intimate people dies, only then we actually are reminded of our mortality, and we have to deal for a certain amount of time with death. But apart from that, we tend to not address it at all, actually. And sadhus, they do the opposite, actually. They apply Bhasma all over their body. Some of them even live on the cremation grounds, as to really, really face death. And actually, it is not because, the way I understand it at least, it is not because they love death or they want to torture themselves. It is actually a way of getting fully engaged in life. Because if you think about death, you of course learn also more about the value of life. Because when you think about death, you cannot escape as to think, what is life actually worth? And is death the end of life? Or is it merely a transition? And if that is the case, as we believe in the Vedic tradition, if it is only a transition, what will come after? That is, of course, the big unknown that most of us fear. Actually, all of our fears boil down, in the end, to the fear of the unknown, the fear of death. And what sadhus do, and what we also do with these white lines, to apply these white lines on our forehead, is to kind of like prepare ourselves a bit for that transition and have a look within, what does my life mean to me, and what does death mean to me? Well, if you do that a lot, you gain the power to conquer life and to conquer death. That was what I have to share today about Vibuthi. And then one more thing, because here I have a Bhasma bag, and I got it in my first IA from Swamiji. It is actually made of cloth that he has worn, and he has energized this. So it is a precious item, and I will show you, because, well, like this, we can put some Bhasma, and like this I will apply it for several times a day. And what we also do is to like confirm certain declarations. I mean, your willpower is a tremendous power in life, and to confirm that and to make certain things happen in life, we also blow Bhasma after. So this is really some magical stuff. So if you now take a wish and you make a strong declaration out of it, just think quickly, decide on something that you want to manifest in your life, and for whatever that is, I will now blow Bhasma for it to manifest and happen in your life. So take it strongly into your visualization or into some words. Whatever you are thinking about right now that you want to manifest and happen in your life, let it be happening. Tathastu.